Talking about which, make of that what you will. P. Diddy, I see yet more lawsuits are heading the way of the music mogul. It would appear that whatever he calls himself these days, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, One Love, or whatever, he cannot seem to escape the multitude of allegations that grow week on week. He settled with his ex, Cassie, just before Christmas. She was suing him for an assortment of sexual abuse allegations, which he denied, but he promptly settled with her within a day. I met Puffy several times, actually, when I was a music journalist. I've told this story before, so I shan't labour it, but one of them was when I went to New York to interview him, and I arrived at the Bad Boy offices, his record label, and I was told that he was actually in his apartment, and what he had told his staff was that I should have a look around his office and get the feel of who he was. And I thought at the time, this is amazing. This guy is really incredibly transparent, that he's allowing a journalist to snoop around his office. And afterwards, I thought about it and I thought, have I just been manipulated by him? I mean, it's highly likely that there were many cameras trained on me, for starters, while I was in his office, which was a lovely office, and it was full of all really bold phrases all around the walls and pictures of his daddy and him and his mummy. And so I did wonder whether he'd manipulated me, because, you know, when somebody allows you to go into their office with nobody around, it's almost like saying, I'm completely transparent. I have nothing to hide. And it almost lulls you into a false sense of security. Anyway, that was my thoughts about it. So I then went downtown to his apartment, and I arrived to find his hand bandaged up. And he claimed that he had actually crushed a glass by accident in his hand, as you do. There were rumors at the time that he had attempted suicide, but they were just rumors. Since then, of course, he has been linked with a multitude of allegations, including the deaths of his protege, the notorious B.I.G., who I also interviewed several times, and Tupac. And he's also been accused of ripping off his recording artists. He's been accused of being a sexual predator to both men and women. And these are all allegations. He has not been charged or convicted of anything. So that's important to note. But a new Diddy lawsuit has landed from an ex-employee claiming extensive abuse that involves rape, underage girls, forcing staff to watch porn, being touched up by Diddy and his friends, Diddy walking around naked, etc., etc. Probably way too much information that I'm not going to land on you at all. But just to say, I do think this is an important story in many respects, because this is not the first accusation. It won't be the last. Some observers are comparing it to the whole R. Kelly situation, and that is people's silence was routinely bought off until, of course, the whole mute R. Kelly movement exploded. Now, don't get me wrong. There are chances out there. I've met them. The more you rise, the more people want to pull you down. It's like crabs in a bucket. As they say, new levels, new devils. But here's the thing, and many won't like it, but it's true. People have to take responsibility for what they're prepared to do to be famous. Sorry, it's absolutely true. Many people who later file lawsuits do so after they have been complicit in their own abuse. Some people are prepared to exchange many things, including their dignity, for fame. That's a reality. I've seen them up close as a music journalist. Now, come on, people. It's 2024. You have been told repeatedly that the entertainment and music industry has long operated on a casting couch system. They need to repeat, you people need to reject it. You need to expose it as it's happening, not until it no longer works for you. And then you seek revenge. I'm not suggesting that all allegations are that, but some certainly are. And no, I'm not victim shaming. I'm just being real. The music industry attracts incredibly vulnerable people. That is a fact. Often very insecure people, desperate to be adored. And it also attracts predators who recognize that. People have to protect themselves better. Nothing, including fame, is worth being abused for.